everybody, so we have a fun review today as we're talking Monkey Man. This movie was kind of one that snuck up on me. I had already made my most anticipated list for the entire year, and then out of nowhere, towards the end of January, just dropped this trailer. This action movie produced by Jordan Peele that stars and is directed by Dev Patel. Had I known of this movie's existence before I made my most anticipated list, this definitely would have been a contender for it. Inspired by the legend of Hanuman, an icon embodying strength and courage, this film follows an anonymous young man who unleashes a campaign of vengeance against the corrupt leaders who murdered his mother and continue to systematically victimize the poor and the powerless. Normally, I try my best not to listen to the initial buzz when a movie debuts at a film festival, much like Monkey Man did at South by Southwest, just because I've been to film festivals before, I've been to world premieres before. It isn't always the case, but sometimes they do overhype the film a bit just because of the excitement of being at the world premiere and the cast and crew usually are there. But I gotta admit, all of that hype that was built up for Monkey Man is pretty legit. This is the type of gritty, stylized action movie that the genre needs way more of these days. Talk about a pulse-pounding, brutal experience all around, and that intensity really shines through the most in the way that Dev Patel frames several of these sequences of action, putting such incredible stunts and elaborate choreography on full display. The overall scrappiness of the fights all throughout Monkey Man are one of the best parts of it, for me anyways. Even if most of the action sequences, there are parts in it that had me squirming in my seat a little bit. Stuff like that is the fun of it all with these action movies. In many of the fight scenes, especially early on, there is this chaotic tension and desperation. Dev Patel's character is kicking so much ass, but he's using practically anything he can get his hands on to use as a weapon. Recently, Dev Patel came out on the press tour talking about all the injuries he suffered while filming it, and you can see that effort, that blood, sweat, and tears come across in each and every single one of these fights. Though Monkey Man could be categorized as a revenge tale, the story by and large is more intriguing than I anticipated. Revenge angle is a prominent one, but I think what I like so much about the story is how it takes its time exploring Dev Patel's character's tragic backstory. It's an incredibly heartbreaking story, seeing how much was taken from him in the past and how that shaped him into who he is today, while piecing everything together, watching him grow as a person. If you're somebody that loves a good underdog story and a character who wants to take down high-ranking officials who get away with a lot of things, this is the type of movie for you, as it excels in investing you in what transpires, culminating in some really satisfying long action sequences. The final fight alone, with everything that we built up towards it, makes it all the more satisfying, and I was on edge the entire time. So much about what makes Monkey Man excel as a film does swirl around Dev Patel in general. I don't know about you guys and how long you've been a big fan of Dev Patel, but I've always found him to be such a criminally underrated actor. He's just one of those actors that has the charm, charisma, and acting chops no matter what type of role you put him in. And in a movie like this, Dev Patel deserves all the flowers, delivering this multi-layered performance, the physicality that he brings, and pretty solid direction too, considering this is his directorial debut. Honestly, for this being his directorial debut, the visual styling here is impeccable. I like that he makes a lot of use here of bold color palettes to accentuate various sequences. I guess you could attribute to the filmmaking, as it seems like as the movie goes on and Dev Patel's character gains more and more confidence, the film actually starts to look better. It starts out visually looking much more gritty in the action sequences. As the movie gets better and better, it goes from this chaotic style to something much more sleek. Another thing that I love so much about Monkey Man is just how rich in culture it is. The film very heavily embraces folklore of India and infusing it into this big Hollywood action film in an amazing way. You definitely can tell by the visual stylings, the paintings, and the folklore in general how much all this means to Dev Patel. Something I think is really cool in recent years, seeing Indian cinema getting a bigger spotlight in Hollywood with movies like this, or RRR have had a huge splash at the Oscars not too many years ago. So that's something that I do hope continues, because I've been enjoying it. Now, one of the big things I've seen about Monkey Man ever since that first trailer dropped is the comparisons to John Wick, calling it Indian John Wick and stuff like that. But other than the fact that both films have a guy beating people up in a suit, I would say that they are pretty different films entirely. If you're someone that's a major action movie fan or a lover of martial arts films in general, you can definitely see all the different influences of martial arts films that Dev Patel took inspiration from. Out of many inspirations, John Wick certainly is one. There's also a heavy influence of Bruce Lee's Game of Death, and how there's a sequence in particular where Dev Patel's character is fighting all these people going up a tower, much like the final act in that film. As much as I've been hyping up the film, there are a few things I wasn't that big a fan of. I think the pacing by and large in Monkey Man could have been vastly improved. Don't get me wrong, all the action sequences in the film are fantastic. I got super excited each and every time there was these big elaborate action sequences. It's more so in the middle of the film where the movie gets kind of bogged down by exposition, which I have no problem with a movie fleshing out its characters and whatnot, but I think it could have been spaced out a little bit better to have a much better viewing experience. Having in so much of the character development in the middle where there's not very much action going on at all. So at points it was a little bit of a struggle to stay engaged due to how uneven some of the story aspects were. All around though, Monkey Man delivers when it comes to its brutality and its grit. Dev Patel does such a phenomenal job bringing the energy and charm with a gorgeous ode to Indian cinema. And after this, I cannot wait to see what he does next, whether it be as an actor or even as a director if he desires to do more directing. I think that also could be really exciting. If you're in the mood to check out a new action movie, I think you will not be disappointed if you go and check out Monkey Man when it hits theaters this week. But now I've heard my thoughts on Monkey Man though, make sure you share your thoughts down below. Once you get a chance to check out the film, what did you think of Monkey Man? Did you like the film? Did you not like the film? Show your thoughts down below, because part of the fun is having that conversation with you guys in the comment section. Thank you guys, as always, check out the videos. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you like on the video and also subscribe to the channel to update reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. But next time, I'll see you guys later.